This to make it 28-3. Arthur Blank loving it. Up by 25. Toss to White. He's in! What a comeback!
Welcome to the 28-3 podcast. It's week one. The gang's all here. We've got Nick, Corey, I'm Max. Gentlemen.
What's up, folks?
Start your engines.
How y'all doing? Let's
We're
go.
Good, man. We're good. How you feeling?
Hey, I mean, it's the beginning of another Saints season. Let's go.
You feeling Super Bowl?
Yeah, absolutely. Every year, right? Right? This team's got what it takes, man.
Max, you
right?
did predict that Derek Carr led Super Bowl 2 years ago, so maybe there's a surprise here.
There was a lot of alcohol involved in that episode. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
look,
go ahead
and,
say.
you know, we all wanted Derek Carr off the team, right? Now we got our wish. We got Rattler.
Today's episode
Look.
is brought to you by Waterloo. We're going to Flavortown with Guy Fieri. No
Yeah.
alcohol today.
They don't know that they've sponsored us. Just Max threw that out there. But
Well, I would not have that flavor sponsor us. I would go with
what you got against Scott Fieri?
pomegranate
What you got
acai.
against Scott Fieri, man? Flavortown.
I mean,
He's too successful for you?
no, it's just like, it's not, I don't know.
Max just loves Guy Fieri's personality. I think
Yeah,
is what it
something
is.
like that.
His hater, mostly.
He's jealous.
He's like Phil Lopez with streaks. I'm good.
Yeah.
But, no, you feeling optimistic? You feeling good? You going to the game?
I am going to the game. Got a
man.
ticket. So
We don't know until the day of if he's going.
Yeah, no. I just went on and got a ticket.
He's too cool
So-
to go to the game.
I'm probably going to the game.
And we got our good friend from London, the other Scottish shootout, Bruce, is going to be in town.
Hell yeah. We'll go. We got to link up before the game.
Yep. Few people in town, so that'll be fun.
Nice. Well, anyone who's listening to this episode or this podcast before knows preview episodes. We always give our offensive MVP, defensive MVP. We do a final score prediction. And we got something special in store for the listeners with Corey's locks now going
That's right.
forward. Now, you guys can actually earn money based on Corey's decisions.
Of course, all you degenerates out there, and anyone who might not be one yet, please always gamble responsibly. We have to say that so we don't get sued and our lawyer doesn't have more work. But yeah, we're going to line it up with some odds this year. So it's not just shit coming out of my head. And by shit, I mean literal, because last year's performance was not optimal.
How many links are on the chain now?
We got one.
There you go. Isn't that the one I gave you?
We got a link.
Well, you didn't give it to me. I just went with a lock that couldn't
It came with the chain,
not be
though.
a lock.
Oh, that one I kind of pushed
So we
you
technically
towards. Yeah.
could add another one because there was a lock last year,
Yeah.
but I think we're going to be more successful this year.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, we'll dive into that segment a little bit more once we get to the end of the episode. But
That's right. That's
first, Corey, why don't you get us started? Talk about the game. What do you think's going to happen? How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's an interesting one. Any game this year is going to be interesting because it's going to be the first of Kellen Moore's season as an NFL head coach, first of our life post Derek Carr. Call it your last window shot for guys like AK, Cam, DeMario. We don't think this is last year, but you got a few guys on the team that have been there for a while, and their window's closing quickly. And but look, the things I'm optimistic about are the thing I'm the most optimistic about is Staley's defense. I think when it's preseason, so take it with the shaker of salt that Max likes to say. But I think the 3-4 defense is going to help over last year's. I think having Godshaw in the middle is a huge factor for stopping the run. Having guys like Brzee, you're not adding, but having Nathan Shepard play next to a guy like Godshaw and Brzee play next to a guy like Godshaw, you're going to see their production go up. I mean, Brzee and Shepard literally had to play next to each other last year, and it was hard for them alone to keep offensive linemen from getting to the second level and fucking with DeMario and Warner. So I think you're going to see our linebackers be able to be more free, help stop the run. And then, it's hard to say you can't really say your defensive backfield has improved when you lose Lattimore and Debo in the same year. But that said, if Kool-Aid does what he should do, and Alante does what is predicted from the star position, and I coupled with the fact that I think you've gotten better at safety, the defense is going to, if we're going to have any success this year, the defense is going to carry it. Which is why I think it's interesting that the line on this game is, last I checked on FanDuel anyway, was 6.5. So as a home dog, 6.5. We'll get into the predictions in a minute, but I think this game's going to be closer than people think.
Are you predicting win?
It's tough to predict a win as of now.
I'm not going to put you on the spot yet. We'll wait till we get to that point.
So basically, but I'm looking for points for optimism. I'm looking at the defense, because I think when you look at the offense, you can't really be optimistic as of yet. The talent would say you could be optimistic because we all know how talented Olave, Kamara. Now looking at Kendre, if he does what he did in the preseason, Shaheed has improved. He said he's improved. He knows the whole route. He can run the whole route tree.
Put on weight too. I think he's up to 190.
Put on weight. The offensive line with the addition of Banks, Fuagi going back to his natural spot. They're saying Penning's still likely not to suit up. He just got the boot off this past week, so you're looking at Dylan Radins at left guard. But with McCoy back, it's a huge plus. So while I'm not going to say I'm optimistic about the offense because we just don't know enough yet, the pieces are there. So I think they have enough to keep it close.
Okay, well, I want to go counterpoint here because I know the gentleman to my right is going to have a counterpoint about the defense. How do you feel about the defense?
He probably feels the exact opposite of me.
Most likely. That's why I wanted to turn
I'm not going to say optimistic. I'll say I'm curious because I don't know that there was anything done with the personnel. I mean, Godshaw's great.
Godshaw.
It's great, and Reed's great. But compared to what we lost, I think it's still a net negative overall. Would I give up Honey Badger, Lattimore, Debo for Godshaw and Reed? I probably wouldn't if I was building a defense.
We'll throw Blackman in there.
He's not high on Blackman.
We'll see on Blackman. Okay, let's see.
You've been pretty low on Blackman, though.
Not low, just
lower than
we'll
the
see.
General masses, I would say.
People get all hyped up in preseason, and we see it all the time. Let's see if he's actually really good or if he's just another placeholder.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say there's not a reason to be optimistic. I think we should all be as optimistic as we can be, but I don't see the changes other than the scheme that could turn around what I think is not being talked about enough is how terrible the defense was in the back half of last year.
Yeah.
We're all acting like it's the offense because of the quarterback situation, but the defense was beyond terrible the last half of the season.
I agree with that.
So,
it's a fact.
I agree with that fact.
There you go.
So, I'm curious to see how the scheme impacts. Does it elevate some players like we talked about previously? I think Brzee is in a really good spot to continue to elevate. I do agree with you that we should be better against the run. It's hard to be worse, but we should be a little bit better with that addition. I do worry about the secondary a lot. If we don't get pressure, Kool-Aid and Yadam, you feeling great about that if we're not a good pass rush team or if we're a mid-tier pass rush team?
Not at all.
This is so to jump in there. Like this is why I go back to the scheme difference. The reason, look, when I say I'm optimistic we'll be improved. I'm not saying we're going to be like top 5 or top 10 necessarily defense, but the scheme is huge. I mean, your personnel, you can't say it's a net positive. Sure, I can't really, I'm not going to quibble with that. But the guys that we do have, my only concern on the scheme switch is covering backs out of the backfield. And in this particular game, one thing, if it's going to keep me from predicting a win, is our ability to run laterally with guys. If you're going to have Granderson and Chase Young or even Cam on the edge, once a running back or QB in this case with Kyler Murray, once they start moving side to side, east-west, I don't like the prospects of Granderson or especially Cam keeping up with guys like that. So that's the biggest negative in the scheme. But the scheme overall allows certain guys who had positives but couldn't really put them into place last year do much better. And then you got to worry about we got rid of the most senior defensive coach midway through the season last year, so that had something to do with it. So coaching and scheme, I think, are huge. Now, we don't really know yet. So that's why.
So who's the star of the defense that's under 30?
I think it's going to be Alante in this case. I think he's going to have.
I think it needs to be Brzee.
I mean, you have options. I think
You need pressure.
Look, we've all exhausted the talk on Alante, right? The truth is,
We got to see it.
he's a pretty poor corner
Yeah.
when he's in coverage in the slot. He was okay on the outside, but still gave up some big plays those couple games he was outside after Lattimore got hurt.
much better in the slot than.
You say that, but not in coverage. In wrecking offenses, he's exceptional, right? Blitzing, being down in the box, being engaged in the run game, all that, he is unbelievable.
In the Roman Harper role, he's fantastic. Rushing the passer, blitzing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But as a coverage, he's not.
I don't
good.
think you want him covering receivers in the slot.
Yeah,
Tight ends, yes. Running backs, yes.
Yeah, in man coverage.
Right. And now this scheme does lend itself to him as well, right? Because he's going to be doing a lot more of those things and a lot less of those true slot receivers. Now, who covers them? Great question. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think the scheme in coaching is so huge, because it's similar to me when you hear Kellen Moore, and it's kind of his outlook for the entire team. Kellen Moore is a coach who predicates himself on finding his players, quote, superpowers, right? Like, what do you do best as a player? And so I think this scheme, more so than a Dennis Allen 4-3 being coached by uninspired assistants, allows these guys to simply do what they do best. Now, is everyone going to be a perfect fit at all 11 positions across the board, including depth? No. But I think the scheme puts them in better position. Now, all this could go for shit if Kyler Murray runs for like 75 yards on us and scrambles. We can't stop him on third down. That's all still very within the realm of possibility. But I think at least the scheme helps these guys play to their strengths. And by all accounts, they're being coached up a hell of a lot better.
Well, keep in mind,
we're
Chase
guessing.
Young is a maybe at this point.
Yeah, he's got
trending
the
towards
calf.
he's not going to play.
Yeah.
So that's a big chunk out of the defense.
No, that's a huge doesn't play.
That's
That's a
what-
few rounds being pulled out of the chamber there.
Yep.
That's what we hope. So, I hope Corey's right. I think they're probably going to be on the field a lot. Also, do I see a defense with a level of talent that can hold up in that type of situation? I just don't yet.
Yeah.
So, it is complementary football, and if we have trouble holding onto the ball on offense, and Spencer's 3-and-out rate last year was really high. If we constantly are putting that defense on the field and expecting them to stop decent offenses, I think it's going to be really bad.
Yeah.
But Staley's a proven coach, even though as a head coach he kind of Max hated him.
Proven coordinator. He had success as coordinator.
Well, hold on. Let's also remember Staley was flooded with talent on that Rams defense that got him the head coaching job.
Which was also flooded with talent.
Which was also flooded with talent. And then, he hasn't really produced as much.
I'm just saying, he's working with a much worse deck than he was working with in his previous jobs. I mean, with
no
Bosa
doubt.
and Mack and Derwin James, and then before
Ramsey.
that, Ramsey, Donald, just loaded. Talent-wise.
Yeah.
So pieces to use in his scheme that are dominant Hall of Fame level players. Our roster isn't that right now. So we got to keep that in mind at least,
Yeah. I will say I would agree with you about the depth, too, because...
Well, that's what I was going to touch on. The
I
depth
agree.
is
If we-
non-existent.
I don't think our depth is good. So when I
Except
say
at linebacker.
When I say what I'm saying,
Yeah.
it's about our frontline guys. If one of those guys goes down, it's rough.
One of those guys looks like is down for this game, so that's going to hurt big time. Yeah, because Kyler Murray, we know, look, he's not the best passing quarterback, but obviously he has mobility, and, that's going to be an issue if he's running around and our guys can't keep up. And there's not too many defensive linemen that can keep up with Kyler Murray, if we're being honest.
No, you got to just stay your lane. You got to keep
stay
him from
your
getting
lane,
outside. You got to keep him in the pocket, make him throw it. But easier said than done. He runs on everybody. So
Yeah, he does.
If he wants to, he'll do it.
I'll tell you what I am excited about is the gold field, the gold end zone.
Those look awesome.
They look
I
pretty
love them.
cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's about time they just painted the end zones at all, because they were so. I love the old school, like
The black ones?
when they went to the field turf, is when they first decided, we're doing green, grass for the end zones. It was the first time they ever switched from the black AstroTurf end zones. Like, Just bring it back. I mean, every other goddamn team, even with field turf, has their end zones painted. What the hell's going on? I guess we'll see this weekend if everyone's like slipping and sliding all over the paint.
Well, we did have gold end zones in the Super Bowl.
I know. That's the first thing it reminded me of. I'm like, huh. Yeah, it's a little bit of a different shade. I think the Super Bowl was old gold. This is the newer, but still, it reminds me.
Is it the khaki that their new gold jerseys are? Gold.
It looks khaki.
Hey, look. You see them in person, and I bought a Cam one, and they're okay. They're not as bad as I thought they were going to be.
They look better in person.
They look better in person.
They're not a whole full-on Jake from State Farm khaki.
I was going to say the Dickies Jesuit Blue Jay khaki.
Yeah, I mean, that's a special shade of khaki. It's like
that's a special case.
Successful khaki.
Uncomfortable khaki.
Well, it depends on if you
wearing sandpaper.
It depends on how much you wear the same uniform. You wash it, it gets a little soft. You know the tricks. Come on.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, those things were like T-shirts.
I had the one shirt that was super comfortable because I got it from my big brother. And
August in those uniforms sucked because they're straight out the box and they're just
the new ones, the new shirts were awful. But the old ones, like if you had one that someone else had before you and it was passed down,
that was the way to go.
That was clutch. They were nice and soft. They had holes all in them, so you probably they pull you aside and say, no, you need a new one. But
yeah, Eric knows what we're talking about.
When is Eric getting into Discord?
Eric?
I keep hearing he has good takes and
Eric
he's funny, but
we'll give you a second to respond and yell at your car radio.
You think he's yelling at it right now? He's like,
absolutely. No, he is.
No, he's actively texting Corey.
That's a terrible point, Eric.
Corey's phone's about to go off right now.
No, anyway, we're not live, but.
Well, do you have any other general thoughts?
No, I mean that's the general. I mean, I'm looking at the Cardinals roster. I mean, we all know the we'll really know if our defense improved by how Trey McBride does because we got torn up by tight ends last year.
Oh, that's a good point.
So, that's going to be a good litmus test.
Marvin Harrison, talent, dude.
Marvin Harrison,
there's talent everywhere.
If Kyler Murray has time to throw and actually throws a decent ball, Marvin Harrison could rip us a new one. He's going to have. I think he's going to have a strong year.
I hope so.
And then, but other than that, a lot of unknowns. I mean, look. We're going to know there's a lot of good litmus tests in this game because, hey, are we better at stopping the run? Okay, well, you got James Conner, and then behind him is Trey Benson. Are we better on the outsides? Marvin Harrison's going to be a great test for that. Tight end, Trey McBride coming in.
Yeah.
So
top 3 tight end.
We'll find out based on who they have on offense. And then their defense is kind of, to me, Kelly Campbell, I thought he was a coach.
Well, hold on. Their offensive line's been underperforming, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if we can get to Kyler. But I literally thought...
They don't have the Eagles' offensive line by any means.
I thought Kelly Campbell was in Atlanta, and I thought that was his last stop. But apparently he's back. And
he's been on his last stop for the last 7 years.
Ravens, Dolphins, Falcons.
He's been everywhere.
You talk about... And
it's a Hall of Famer, too. But he's also like 40.
He could be inducted tomorrow, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's been enough years, right? Oh, no, he's still playing.
Still playing
he
good,
did play with Deacon Jones back in the day.
I believe it.
I do too. That guy's been around forever. He's been around forever. Like, to your point, every time I see his name pop up, I'm like, wait, he's still playing?
I signed him in Madden when I did franchise mode. I'm pretty sure. And I haven't played Madden since I was in college.
You haven't? It's good now, man.
Yeah, I mean, I got to get into it, but yeah.
Look, they just released the newest.
I won a Super Bowl with the Arizona Cardinals. Donovan McNabb.
Why would you use the Cardinals?
Because I was doing
Aren't you a
start from the bottom? Yeah.
I mean, the Saints are usually at the bottom.
We were actually good the last time I played Madden.
Okay.
Or I think I let the computer generate.
Good, bad, only use the Saints.
Well, yeah. There was a reason for it. I can't remember.
I think you're underselling their roster a little bit, dude. It's not bad.
I'm not.
No one said it was bad.
No, I don't. I'm not saying it's bad.
I was like, eh. I mean,
I'm mad.
I was talking about the offensive line.
I'm not sure, but I just don't know enough.
Talent, the skill position.
The defense is. I mean, Josh Sweat is.
Buda Baker.
Pressure. Buda Baker's good.
I like Baker.
Mac Wilson's a good linebacker. Yeah. I mean, no, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying, like, is there anyone on their defense that scares you? From a matchup standpoint.
Buda versus Rattler scares me a little bit.
Versus Rattler scares me.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But you're right. I mean, I don't think their pass rush is going to kill us or anything.
Yeah.
I think we'll be okay from that standpoint.
Should be. If we can't hold up against not look again, I'm not saying they're bad, but like we're going to go up against better pass rushers.
They've got good talent, man. Look.
I mean, Greg Dortch in the slot.
Yeah, they got the Dortch.
Or you think Lante's going to be able to keep up?
No, he can't keep up with that guy.
It depends on.
And I'm not saying he's incredible, but his skill set is not good for us.
If we're asking Lante to run man coverage on a slot guy every play of the game, then no.
No, I know. But someone's got to be there. So whoever it is, I'm saying, is not great for us. They still have Michael Wilson, right?
More importantly, they have Blake Gillikin. Look at that. Michael
He's
Wilson.
back.
Mac
There
Wilson?
goes our field position.
No, the receiver.
Oh, yeah,
that
Michael
they
Wilson,
drafted
do
pretty
have
high.
him.
Yeah. So they've got. I mean, he's a
Zay
good
Jones,
player.
too. He's not.
He's okay.
I mean, that's fine. He's your third or fourth. Jesus.
No, that's what I'm saying. If Kyler has time to throw the ball and actually, he throws a decent ball. If he's got time to throw, and their guys get a little bit of separation, it's going to be pretty rough.
Yeah, with McBride occupying the middle, Harrison outside, it opens up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's why
we'll see.
It's on our defense if we have any amount of success or even cover the spread.
Well, Nick, do you have any other general thoughts on the game, or you want to move into the picks?
We can move.
Corey focused on defense. We should talk about the offense real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I think, to Corey's point, defensively, they're not scary. I just think we're so deficient. So if we don't run the ball 30 times, I think we're in trouble. We have to. We have to be able to run the ball just to slow the game down. Rattler's first start of the season, we still haven't seen anything that I think is something to be optimistic about. But,
don't you find it fitting that he's going up against basically like his hometown, his Arizona kid, first
well, I like the tweet that someone
season opening start.
Someone dug up from like 2016 about Arizona Cardinals Player of the Week. It's a picture of Rattler with the Cardinals cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not foreshadowing,
He could be the Cardinals Player of the Week this week.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you heard Todd in the Discord. He's going to throw 3 touchdowns. 2 of them are going to be to the Cardinals.
So
it's possible. So I think we're definitely at a disadvantage from that side of the ball, even though this is just a middle tier defense. Now maybe as the season progresses, he finds his legs and maybe we can like close that gap. But coming out, we haven't even seen AK really run. We
haven't really seen his offense yet because
right. So we're building to a slow start regardless.
Yeah. Right.
So it worries me a lot. But that's all I'll say on that. Obviously, Rattler's the problem. Until he's not, and maybe he matures.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give a few general thoughts, and then we can move on to the picks. I think both of you guys did a good job breaking down the roster, offense, and defense. It's when you look at it on paper, there's some good pieces on that team. Even on defense with Will Johnson, who they got in the second round. You and I wanted him.
That's who I wanted. Yep.
There's some good pieces on that team.
Where's our second round pick this game? He's on the bench.
Yeah. Well, we cut the other.
But he ate at Drago's, right? So we're good.
Yeah, he's for the culture, dude.
He understands the city.
You saw that Tyler Shuck went to the Oyster House, dude.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. So none of us loved the pick at 40, and at risk of beating a dead horse here, I just want to ask one more question before we get into the picks. We all watched college football this past week. We got to watch Nussmeier. I think everyone watched that game, right? Did you guys watch the South Carolina game?
No.
I watched.
We caught some.
I missed the first quarter. I saw the rest of the game.
So let's just say the hypothetical, Vegas is picking the Saints to be the worst team in the league. Let's just say that plays out. We end up having the top pick in the draft. Go ahead and give me your super early thoughts on if we do have the first pick in the draft. What are you thinking? Quarterback all the way, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you have a preference? Nussmeier?
If we're basing it off of 1 week of college football,
yeah, this is obviously based off of 1 week.
Nussmeier's performance was the best performance out of all. Arch obviously fell apart. Sellers looks. I mean, he's a juggernaut. He's unreal. But just from the pro stuff, just from like running the offense and everything, he's more of that just incredible athlete. He had one really great deep ball though, and he did a lot of good things. But he struggled in the middle of that game passing the ball. Yeah. The way Nuss was moving protections against an NFL defensive line, and he got out of a ton of plays. You saw him run a couple QB sneaks that weren't called too. Yeah. That game, I think one of them was on 3rd and 2 and got the first down, like the old Tom Brady QB sneak type thing.
Yeah.
You saw him move protection all over the place. Yeah. He looked like an NFL quarterback. He still had a couple of those. My big knock on him last year was he fades in the pocket, kind of the way Caleb used to at USC, and I said that doesn't work
No.
in the NFL. I don't care how great your arm is, which physically his talents are off the charts arm wise.
Yeah.
But he's not the most mobile. He's not the most athletic. His arm is NFL ready. It has been for a few years.
It's live.
There you go. I like that. Look at that coach speak.
It's a live one.
You know, they have new starters on the offensive line too, and the way he managed that game in the second half was pretty. It looked like an NFL.
A lot of new wide receivers too. It's not like he's got a big chemistry built up.
Well,
over a
Aronson was
couple
back,
years.
and he
Nick Anderson and Barry and Brown are both new. So
Nick Anderson. Brown had a great catch. That got
Brown was a
called back.
5-star at Kentucky, dude.
Yeah.
He's
The
legit.
throw on
No.
the
And that was
throw
a
on the
catch.
catch that came back was
was such a perfect throw, and it was a touchdown, I think. But for another day.
So right now you're early, obviously based off 1 week. No one is, we're not getting to. No one's asking you to stand by this in 6 months, but
No, but I would if say we're the 3 pick and Sellers is there. I would take him for sure. He looks physically gifted across the board. So you have some work to do with technique, I think. But
he's only 20.
I know.
I
But
kind of would like to see him play another year.
I want him to because now you're looking at, is he Anthony Richardson or is he Cam
Right.
Newton?
Yeah.
Get a little more playing time, get a little bit more on him. But those two looked really good. Obviously, Arch was about as bad as you could look at quarterback.
Yeah, you didn't watch that.
Sorry, Max.
No, I didn't watch that game. Look, I think we're good where we are with quarterbacks. So like, if a quarterback comes up in the draft,
I remember this scenario.
You know,
from a year
I don't.
ago.
I don't think we. I think we're fine, right?
No,
I mean,
no
we got Rattler.
No Gunnar Stockton.
If Gunner's there at first pick,
If he's there first,
No.
pick.
if Gunner's there at the first pick, you laugh now.
That's true. He might
you
go
laugh-
higher than that.
You
If
laugh
he's
now.
available at 1 overall, I'm taking him.
He will not. He will not. Spoiler alert: he will not be.
What is he? Is he a junior? Sophomore?
No, he's like a 10th year senior, I think.
Is he really? He's been around that long?
Yeah, he's been. Yeah, he was a recruit with Beck, I think.
Beck looked all right the other night.
I was gonna say the dark horse is Carson Beck.
No.
Look,
That one pass should have been an interception. The one with the insane.
It was a bad
Odell.
pass.
That was a bad decision, but he will have a better year than he did at Georgia last year, just by the virtue of who they're playing.
Right.
It's like if it's the same offense that gets Cam Moore to the top pick overall. I'm not
Cam is
saying
a far superior talent.
he's a better athlete than Beck.
He's a
for
better
sure.
quarterback too.
Thrower, we'll see. But no, I would go with Nuss. I mean, at this point, he's
you have
far.
to.
I mean, far and away. If he's there, you got to do it. If Sellers is there,
I
Yeah,
like the
go-
scenario
like-
that Nick
like-
brought up. If Sellers is there at 3 and
gun
we're
to my
at 3,
head,
take him there.
I would do it. Yeah, I do want to see more. I want to see him like take a snap under center, see what that looks like.
We talked about it
But-
before, Max. Last year, we said Nuss should come back because right now he might be the 4th QB off the board. Last year, 4th or 5th. We didn't know where he would be, and he probably would have gone higher than that. He would have moved up a little bit, but I think he made the right. He's a top. He's
He
gonna
made
be
the
a
right
top 5
decision,
pick.
but Dane Brugler with the Athletic was talking about he had him as his second QB. Had
Behind
he come
Ward.
out last year behind Ward. So, and that jives with a lot of the stuff that was floating around.
Yeah.
Apparently the NFL guys are a lot higher on Nussmeier than a lot of the media draft guys are. So,
Yeah, they had him around 20, I think, which we know would have been higher than 20, but still, I think he's going to make a lot of extra money moving up into the
absolutely,
top 5.
Brugler's got him as the top senior, regardless of.
Yeah, I mean,
the draft,
Nussmeier's
so.
thing is just staying healthy.
Look, I like Nussmeier.
play
I
the
think-
whole season.
I would love to see. His dad played quarterback for us. He's the offensive coordinator now. It'd be fun to
He had
see
an interview.
second generation.
I can't remember who he was interviewing with on a podcast, but it was like, if your dad's there to pick you, he's like, oh, it'd be really cool. But it's like, but then he's like, but really, he goes, Nussmeier had a good comeback. He's like, you're asking me about the situation. He's like, I don't have a choice in the situation. My dad's the one who gets to pick. So the question is, you going to pick me, Dad?
That's a good one.
That would be kind of weird. Anyway, we don't want to get too far in the weeds. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and dive into the picks. Corey, you go first. Give us your offensive MVP and a projected stat line. What are you feeling? Who is it?
Offensive MVP, I'm going to go with,
I feel like this is going to be the same across the board.
it might not be. I'm going to go with Kendre Miller.
Wow. Okay. Good. You threw us a curveball there.
Yeah, because if we have a puncher's chance in this game, we have to, something Nick said earlier, we have to keep the ball away from their offense.
Yeah.
And if we're going to run the clock, he's going to be one of the main reasons we do that. And another litmus test, I think we're going to find out if we can run block in the way Kellen Moore wants his team to run block. And if we do, I think he's going to be the one to chew up the most ground yards and get the clock moving. I could be wrong. They like gave AK the rock like crazy, even when Kendre was healthy last year. But I think that's a different mindset from Kubiak. So I think Kendre gets a decent amount of carries, does well.
Give me a projected stat line. What are you feeling?
I'm going to say
We don't need a number
like-
of carries. Just go.
no, I
total
think it's
yards
like
and-
give me like 90 total yards. I think it might only be like 60 yards on the ground, maybe
Yeah, that's fine. That's
30
fine.
receiving. But look for like if he averages about a 4 yard per carry, then he'll be doing his job.
Any touchdowns?
Yes, one.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and go. I'm going to go with the standard choice, Alvin Kamara. Until proven otherwise, I'm going to pick Kamara every damn week
Yep.
as the offensive MVP.
Yep.
You know, I mean, we did it pretty much every week last year. So I'm going to say AK. I feel like with the young quarterback who doesn't have a single win under his belt yet, really hasn't had much success at all, I feel like they're going to have to lean on AK. You know, they're going to have to get him 20, 25 touches total. To me, it feels like 120 total yards. And then I'm going to go with 1 touchdown. I'm not going to go too crazy on this one. What you
Okay,
got?
we're doing MVPs in a row. All right. Yeah, I think the only chance we have is if it is AK or Kendre. I mean, that works too from a game plan standpoint. I think,
So you're going AK?
yeah, I'm going to go 65 rushing plus 5 catches. So 100 total yards, five receptions.
I'm just going to put the 100 total.
Yeah. And I'll say a TD too, I think. I hope he's the focus of the offense. I hope those two guys are the focus of the offense.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Camden needs to be.
I'm in agreement with Corey. I think for Miller to be more impactful than AK, he'll probably have to break something, which
He's capable.
he's capable of, where, you know, AK's probably not going to rip off a 50-yard run, but Kendre probably has that in his
AK could rip off a 50-yard pass.
yeah, he could. Hadn't in a long time, but he could.
Week 2, yeah. Cowboys.
It was 50?
It was a long
Yeah,
one.
it was
The touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't 50. Was it?
It was
Thought it
it
was
was
30
damn
something.
near close to 50. Anyway, keep going.
So, yeah, I think we're all in agreement on what the game plan probably needs to be for us to have a chance in this game. So, hopefully it's focused around those two players and we're able to at least hold possession for a while.
maybe it was 46.
It was a 57-yard screen
All
pass.
right, I was wrong.
There you go.
There you go.
You were wrong. Write
That's
this
good.
down.
I didn't think it was that long. I was
Boy, go ahead
talking.
and clip this part real quick. I just want
Yep.
to hear him say I was wrong.
Yep. 32-50.
32-50 on the clock. I think we went over it, though. He's had, 2 30-yard rushes over the last 5 years or something like that when we broke it down.
Running is, it doesn't hit.
It's just,
yeah.
it's going to take something special and,
Yeah.
he's capable of it. There's no doubt. It's just not going to be an explosive play where he hits a hole and he's gone.
To Corey's point, though, with the passes, that's a little bit. He has a little bit more runway
Get
with
him,
that.
get him out of space.
Yeah, he's got a better chance of breaking that than a run. I agree with you. He's not going to bust
Yeah.
a 50-yard run unless it's perfectly blocked and people fall down.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
But the catch, he can do that.
a screen, he's downhill quick,
Right.
and you're past that line, so you've only got to beat a couple players as opposed to getting through the line.
Yep.
So I'll just start defense and we work back,
Yep,
and then
perfect.
and Corey will start the pick for the game. Defensive MVP, I'm gonna say DeMario. I think
Camu.
it's gonna be I think it's gonna be on him and Pete to stop Kyler.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if we have a chance in this game, it's going to have to be them making sure Kyler stays under 30 yards rushing, and we don't get any of those insane runs that he breaks off for a long touchdown or anything like that. Third down too. We know third down and any yardage is doable for Kyler via the run game. So I'm going to say DeMario, 10 tackles, but you just realize he's the one holding it down.
Any
You just
sacks
see
or
it.
interceptions or anything?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with DeMario as well. Look, it's a chalk pick, but it's week 1. I got to go with the guy I know is proven. to Nick's point, if we have any success at all on stopping the Cardinals' offense, it's going to come down to DeMario. I think he's going to have to be running point. Yeah, I'm going to go out. 10 tackles sounds good to me. He'll be involved. Pass breakup or two. Mm-hmm. He has to be the catalyst for the defense this week, though.
He's probably covering McBride some too, so it's a big game for him for sure.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna throw an INT in there.
Whoa, his 5th in a career. That's nice.
Be a big one.
It is a big one. But you know
He
what?
dropped
we
a
don't
couple
play
last
things.
year.
We don't play
Exactly.
things safe here. I don't like to play things safe here. That's not what this pod
Sure-handed
is about.
DeMario, man. Come on.
Yeah. Actually, take that back. Force fumble.
Okay. That's more like it.
Okay, also doesn't have many of those.
No, he doesn't. So this is where the trend changes. But I feel like
I was right.
McBride's going to catch one. He's going to pop it out.
It would legit be his 5th career interception if he had an interception. So
Yeah.
maybe forced fumble's a better pick. We'll
He's going to impact it. There's going to be a turn. You know what? We're going to amend this. There's going to be a turnover.
How many times?
It's like a non-tackle stat whack-a-mole from Max.
One turnover forced by DeMario. It might be an interception. It might be a forced fumble. It might be a fumble recovery. He's going to be involved in.
I like you expanding that
turnover.
umbrella to cover you.
I
That's
did.
good.
I had to.
What about a stop on a 4th down? Turnover on downs.
No, that's not.
You
that's
can
not.
do that. Who's your pick?
So who's your pick?
I also am going linebacker, but I'm going with Pete Warner to be our defensive MVP.
I was waiting for you to go with Stutzman.
Man, he's ready for war. Did you see that with the mustache? He said it's
He's rocking number 28 again. It looks good.
Hey,
He looks good.
He
College number. I like it.
in his words, he is the cracker with the juice, and he's.
I like him. I really hope he can be the DeMario replacement
He's
one day.
he's a
fun.
Total throwback football player. You gotta love it.
The number is not a throwback, but
the number is not.
I love the number. I love 28.
He's wearing a running back number, but if that's his deal, that's
Well,
his
how cool
deal.
would that be if the two eventual, linchpin starters are Warner and Stutzman, and one's wearing 20, one's wearing 28, they're both white?
It would be cool if they both became the starters and switched to 50s, but
No, man.
won't-
Leave 20 and 28. I love it. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
Speaking
What is
of
Warner gonna do?
number 20,
Yeah.
I think Pete Warner will be the defensive MVP. Give me 8 tackles for him. Give me pass defense. It's hard to go
We don't need the whole stat line.
full 10 tackles, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play stat line whack-a-mole like you just did.
Hey, man.
But I just think it's kind of like Nick said, he's going to be impactful. He's going to be running all over the place. Even if he forces Kyler out of bounds or forces him to throw it away, it's going to be obvious that he's the guy on the spot. And I think maybe he gets a PBU when McBride comes in his zone.
Okay.
So that's my go.
I'm actually shocked Nick didn't go with Pete. That's his guy.
I know. But y'all went chalk, so it's all good.
We did. So, are you going to go chalk on the score and the winner? Who you got? On the spot, the first pick of the 2025 season.
I've been.
Bear in mind, you've come in last place the last 2 years in the Pick'em game.
I know.
Oh, did he?
I
I
know.
thought he passed you up the year
He
you
didn't
just
pass.
insisted on betting against the
Max-
No, he didn't pass me.
Max,
I
the
had such
first
a
year?
lead over
He
him.
tried to lose it.
I tried to. I gave him every chance to win, but he
All
didn't.
right.
I'm going back and forth on this.
This is a big pick. The beginning of the
There's not
Kellen
going to be
Moore
many.
era.
There's not going to be many games this year where we're picking wins,
Uh-huh.
but this is one of them.
There it is. What you got? Saints?
I
me a score.
got Saints
Damn you. All right.
in a close one because we ain't blowing this team out. But that's what we said about the Cowboys last year. Look at that. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by the Saints, but I think it's going to be 20-17.
2017.
All right. I like it.
20 might even be high for our offense, but if we're gonna
You need a turnover.
pull it out, that's what it's gonna be.
All right. Well, much like you, I've been going back and forth, and I've been vocal the entire offseason that I don't know what it is. I just have this feeling that the Cardinals game, every year in week one, when you look across the NFL landscape, there was always that one game where it's the what the fuck happened, and that team loses to the team it's not supposed to lose to.
Yeah.
So, much like you, I'm going to go Saints. It's the beginning of the Kellen Moore era. Not era. And then
This one is an era.
This is an era, not an era.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
with,
we
DJ.
hope. We don't know anything yet.
Yeah,
As
we
of
don't know
now,
anything yet.
as of
but
now, it's an era. As
it
of
is
now.
an era. So I'm going to go Saints. Also, look, here's the deal. I can't have the exact same picks as Nick, and I know he's going Cardinals here. And as of right now, we have the exact same shit. I'm going to go ahead and write down Cardinals for you because I know you're picking that. So I'm going to go Saints. Also, I think a low-scoring affair. I'm going to go. Let's go 17-14.
Yeah. I think Nick's going to go so chalk on his picks this week.
He absolutely
He's
is.
going to predict a score of 20.5 to 14.
Well, let's see. What you got?
No, I'm. Don't disagree with Max. Like, if we're going to get a win, it's probably got to be in the first couple weeks as people are getting their footing. I mean, look at Philly lost 2 of their first 3 games last year. Should have probably lost to us in were we the third game or the fourth game?
They let the Cowboys hang around last night.
Look at the Bengals. The Bengals lose like 2 of their first 3 every year.
Yeah, and they were at one point they were like 3-7 last year, and then ran the table and tied, didn't get in because of the tiebreaker, I believe. So I think there's definitely that's in play. That's why I think it'll be kind of an ugly game. I don't think we'll get blown out, but I think they're better, and I think their skill players against our defense is not what I would like. That's the kind of things that I think gives our personnel fits with the tight end from last year, from our personnel and the running quarterback. And presumably, we have to prove we're able to stop the run, and they have a good run game come up last year. So Cardinals, I think they cover, but I think it's probably a muddy game too. So I'm going to say 23-13.
Not literally muddy.
No, like ugly.
It's indoors.
Not a very pleasant game to watch is what I'm going to say.
Had to do it.
It was low-hanging fruit.
I bet, yeah.
Okay, so Nick has Cardinals 23-13 covering the spread, which is a perfect
What's
segue.
the score again? 23-13?
23-13, 6.5. Which is a perfect segue into our next segment, which is going to be the first of many this year, Corey's Lock of the Week. Now, let's give the updated ground rules. So what we're going to do this year, thanks to a generous donation by Paul Celestri from
Norton Leatherman Spine Center of Louisville, Kentucky.
There we go. So what we're going to do this year is Corey's Locks of the Week have to be something that can be gambled on via FanDuel. We're going to use FanDuel for these purposes. So any lock of the week that Corey picks, you, the viewers at home, the listeners at home, will be able to bet with or against Corey.
Yep. You go on your phone, you download the app. You can even do it while you're at the Dome, dude.
There you go. So what we're going to do, and you don't even know this yet, so we are going to bet $50. 50 on your lock of the week.
50
each week. Nick is going to do it from his account. We're going to track it. There's going to be the Corey's Lock of the Week stock watch every week. I think we can probably open the episode with that and either make fun of you or praise you for your picks. And so Nick is going to keep the tally going. At the end of the year, we'll see how much money we have in the account.
Could be a rough watch.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to donate that to Team Gleason. So with that, are you ready?
Yeah, apologies in advance to Team Gleason. But, no, we're optimistic. Just like our week 1, we are optimistic. I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Corey's Locks! We're back. Whew. That's an ice cold Coke Zero. Love me a good Coke Zero in the morning, guys. New year. Not new us. But
hopefully new locks.
New locks. Fresh locks. Because this year, you can bet on these locks. We always urge you to bet responsibly. But we are tracking the odds on FanDuel. They are based on what we have available. We got a good one for you this week, folks. We're coming in hot with a 3-way parlay.
Ooh, I like the sound of this one.
It's a 3-way mashed potatoes. We're mashing it up. I'm asking you 3 things. I want you to mash the under. 42.5 under. 42.5 over under for this game. Ain't no way that, well, might be our team going low. The Cardinals could beat us 30-3, but either way I see it, the 42.5, the under is going to hit. There's another one that's low-hanging fruit. This fruit is lower than Kyler Murray on a damn Power Wheels driving down the highway. 4.5 receptions for Alvin Kamara. That is low as shit, low-hanging fruit to mash the over. So the second leg of your parlay is over 4.5 receptions for Alvin Kamara. Here's another one that's kind of curious to me, and this one could hit in one play. Rashid Shaheed. He's currently slotted at 30 yards. You're going to go over on that. Now, check your bets because that might be an alt receiving yards bet, but I'm going 30, over 30 for Rashid Shaheed. So that's a three-way parlay. So we got, what are we doing for our mashed potatoes, ladies and gentlemen? We're mashing the under on 42.5. We're mashing the over on 4.5 receptions for Alvin Kamara, and we are mashing the over 30 yards receiving for Rashid Shaheed. We're going to be mashing those buttons harder than Kyler Murray mashing a remote controller playing Halo 3 the night before the game.
I think it's Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, whatever the hell it is. He probably plays them all. He probably plays himself on Madden and loses. And let's hope he does that for this week. So that's your lock. Under 42.5 points, over 4.5 receptions for Alvin Kamara, and over 30 yards receiving for Rashid Shaheed. Your odds on that, folks, please bet responsibly, are plus 454. So, if this one hits,
I like it.
we're looking good for Team Gleason.
I like it.
And
All right,
that's your
so
locks.
right now you currently have this one lonely solo
That's right.
lock.
That's right.
So
gonna get more.
Just as a refresher, every time he gets a lock correct, we add a link to the chain. You went the whole season with
We had a
one.
lock to the chain.
Just like
I
those
like
end
it.
zones this week, baby, it's going to be all gold at the end of the year.
Okay.
Let's go.
I like it. I like it. Any other closing thoughts?
Let's see what happens. Let's go in and party.
There we go. We'll all be at the game.
That's right.
It's going to be fun.
Let's go.
You got anything else?
Nope.
Cool. With that, we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you for listening to this episode of the 28 to 3 podcast. We'll be back next week with a recap of the Saints versus the Cardinals. Until then, who dat?
Who dat?
What a comeback!